We built a custom HTML5 web application framework for eSafety to modernize and extend their large library of corporate online training courses. Let's take a look at this example for spill response awareness.
A spill of a chemical could immediately endanger you and your coworkers who are near the spill. It may even present a danger to others within the facility.
Each course consists of chapter video content with intermittent interactive questions, followed by a randomized test and a results screen that integrates with their custom learning management system. The player controls have on the far left a unique icon to each course that will fill up from the bottom to the top in white to show you your progress throughout the course. You can press on this icon to collapse the player controls and center the captions. You can play and pause the content. We could choose to stop and have the option to exit the course back to the training library. We can choose to go to the previous and next chapters.
The objectives of this course, chemicals are an important part of the objectives of this course are a spill of a chemical could.
We're also able to fast forward and rewind 10 seconds at a time. That functions whether we are in paused or play mode.
And the safety know the substance contaminate the environment.
There are
You can reduce this risk.
Player settings. We can choose to auto hide the player, which will make the player completely disappear until the user interacts with the screen again.
If you have the knowledge of how to prevent a spill in the first place. To begin,
we can choose to show or hide the captions, as well as have the default text shadow behind them or a text background to make them a bit easier to read.
It is important to always.
We can also look at the individual chapters and where we are within the flow of the course.
Know the substances that.
And finally, we can open a glossary for the course itself. Now let's step to the next chapter, which will take us to one of the interactive questions, and it will
you work with in your work.
Disable
Select which
the player.
of the following concerns should be identified and addressed during an inspection of a chemical storage area.
With the exception of moving back until we've answered the question to move on with the course.
That is correct. An inspection of a chemical storage area should include all of these items at a minimum. Leaking, damaged, or deteriorating containers must be addressed immediately. Containers with damage such as holes, dents, or rust must be addressed as well. In addition, labels should be legible and firmly in place.
The occupational safety and.
Now let's step through to the end of the course where we can see the test and the summary. We have administrative controls that choose whether the user is allowed to fast forward and step through the course, as well as the ability to actually click on chapters ahead. For the purpose of speeding this along, we'll just go to the final summary chapter.
Make safety a
and
primary
skip through
focus
to the
of
test.
each and.
Here's our randomized test questions, chosen from a large library of questions specific to this course. I'm going to go ahead and choose the top answer for each one just to step through it. As we select questions, we do have the ability to go back and revisit our answers in case we wanted to make a change. You can see our progress stepping through in the upper right. And when we get to the end, we can submit our course. Shows us our results screen. Unsurprisingly, we did not pass since we were just randomly choosing the top answer of each question. You can see we got a 45% and the passing score was 75. We only got 9 out of the 20 questions correct. We can actually step through each incorrect question and it shows us what our selection was, what the correct answer was, and then we can revisit the chapter.
A spill of a chemical could immediately endanger you.
To see the content for each individual question.